Hello, goddess. I'm living goddess life. And let me tell you what that feels like. It feels like you're living as the woman you really want to be, that you've always wanted to be, but were too scared, felt stuck, didn't speak up, didn't take action, just felt like you were oppressed inside your head, maybe self-sabotaging behaviors in the wrong relationships, in the wrong situations, just not living your best life. Well, I'm in the Bahamas right now, and I've never felt better in my whole life. I have a whole nother birthday coming up, and I'm here to testify that it can get better. My mission here with the Goddess Power Show with Elizabeth Ann Atkins, that's me, creator and host, is to help you live bigger, better, and bolder and manifest your wildest dreams. I'm doing that right now. And I don't even know if I can use words, and I'm a professional writer and author, to express how good this feels. And it's not about other people. It's about me. I hope you watch my video, my little short video about eating dinner by myself at the beach restaurant. I was having a ball all by myself, eating delicious food, jamming to the music, talking to no one. And I was just happy with myself. So I want you to feel that way. It takes a minute to get there if you're not there already. And if you are, enjoy it to the max. But it takes a minute to get there. But my mission is to teach you all the tools that I use on a daily basis since my goddess mission began 20 some years ago. And first it had to transform me and then prepare me to be a teacher for you so I can teach you all the things that I do in a day to feel this way. It's peaceful, it's powerful, it's prosperous. I feel protected divinely and by situations and people around me. I feel so creative in my genius zone. That is the biggest blessing of all of this, because once you clear the clutter out of your head, you're able to focus and be in your genius zone. If you've got all this noise and garbage in your mind, your genius zone is scrunched down, it's oppressed, it's silenced, it's muted. But once you clear the mental clutter and do the spiritual cleansing that I teach in my book, The BIS Tribe, Activating Your Goddess Power, which is available at twosisterswriting.com, as well as at retreats that I lead online and in person. So please go to thegoddesspowershow.com and learn more about the retreats that I do. Very important to clear your energy on a daily basis. It's like taking a shower to clean your body, but you take a shower of light, and I guide you through all of it, and I do it every day. And that, again, is enabling me to reach this place, this space where I just feel bliss. Bliss. Okay, I want you to feel that. So this is your summer to be a goddess. I'm going to teach you how to be a goddess. Okay, goddess does not mean being a diva, being superior, or snob, or making people wait on you. No, goddess is an inside job. Goddess is being a bold badass unto yourself first, doing things that make you feel like you are being the infinite potential that you're born to be, personally and professionally. It's all about you. We are so conditioned from birth as girls and women to follow the expectations, the rules, the societal norms, the pressures, the fears, to conform to a certain way of thinking, speaking, behaving, dressing, living, loving. Well, I'm here to tell you, after many years of figuring out what wasn't working, I figured out how to feel amazing in the context of all of that. It requires breaking some rules and breaking out of the oppressive structures that society creates for us. Not doing it anymore. You have the power to determine who you are and what you want and how you want it. Okay? Yes! Let's do this!
Welcome to the Goddess Power Show with Elizabeth Ann Atkins, the podcast for women exploring traditionally taboo topics as a portal to your power to live bigger, better, and bolder and manifest your heart's wildest desires.
Okay, so I wrote a blog post at thegoddesspowershow.com about 10 tips to be a goddess this summer. This can apply if you're watching this in January, it doesn't matter. But it's summer, my favorite season. My birthday's in July. I feel like an extra goddess in the summertime. Now, goddess, like I said, is not thinking you're better than anybody. It's not about being cute. It's not about designer labels. It's about how you feel on the inside and how that empowers you to have a mission for your life, your people that you love, your work, and your mission in the world. My mission in the world is to help women like you level up, to figure out on the inside how to do the work in a way that you can do daily, that's free. I highly recommend therapy to also figure stuff out. I've been doing therapy for years, and I'm so grateful because it's helped me clear away that clutter again, understand myself better, and release a lot of traumas and fears and anxieties. And this time last year, I was so riddled with anxiety. And I'm going to tell you some of the things I've written on the blog and in shows. I'm doing shows about it too, that show where I was a year ago and how I got out of it. I was stuck in manland. I was having attachment anxiety in the relationship that I was in. I was also stuck in random reinforcement paradigm, all of which those three things I will be exploring here on the blog and on the show. So stay tuned because they were really, really toxic for me and very traumatic. So I also want to say this scene looks like a virtual background, but it's real. I'm really sitting in the Bahamas. If you see the sweat start to pop, it's only 9 a.m, but it's hot and it's awesome. So let me just share 10 tips to be a goddess. Okay. You can read this at thegoddesspowershow.com on my website on the blog, but let me just tell you. It is time to step through a gateway into the mind space and physical place where you're living your dreams as the woman you've always wanted to be. When you become a goddess, activating your infinite superpowers, you can live bigger, better, and bolder to manifest your heart's wildest desires. So here are 10 powerful tips to be a goddess this summer. You can do it, goddess, because you have the power. So let's do it. It's time for you to be the woman you've always wanted to be. She's that person inside of you right now who feels like a figment of your imagination. She's the one who boldly goes after everything she wants by leaving fear and worry in the dust, while flying into her most phenomenal life where she's free and powerful and having everything she desires. You can do this. I'm doing it right now. And for you, summer is the time to make it happen. Whenever you're watching this or listening to this, do it. I'm doing it right now, and I'm showing you how. So, I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and again, it's my life mission to empower women like you to live bigger, better, and bolder and manifest your wildest desires personally and professionally. Please check out my next book, The BIS Tribe, Activating Your Goddess Power. It's the first in a 6-part series that teaches you everything you need to know to access and amplify the female superpowers that may be lying dormant inside you. Mine were. Now they're making magic happen in my life, and I want to show you how to do the same. If it were easy, you'd already be doing it. And if you already feel empowered and living your best life, my tools can help you be and do that on an even grander scale. So, what does it mean to be a goddess? Being a goddess means you live, love, work, and play in a mind space and a lifestyle that is uniquely yours, even if it defies what you may have been conditioned since birth to believe is the most acceptable way to be a girl or a woman. Being a goddess means living your truth from your heart and soul, from an interior compass that guides your every thought and action. Being a goddess is all about energy. That energy is within us, and we can activate it and use it to evolve into a whole new person and life. Being a goddess does not mean being a diva or being superior over anyone. It's about being your best you in a way that contributes something positive to the world and excites and fulfills you at the same time. It's about knowing what you want and having the guts to go after it. It's never too late. Doesn't matter what age you are. Never too late to do this. The time is now, and I'm here with a multimedia campaign to help you make it happen. So please listen to my podcast, The Goddess Power Show with Elizabeth Ann Atkins, which is where I talk about taboo topics and topics like this that help you speak up, stand out, and go for what you want. So how can you make this summer or whenever you're listening or watching the turning point where you activate your goddess power and transform into the badass version of yourself, creating the life that right now, unfortunately, might be stuck in your imagination? So here are 10 tips to activate your goddess superpowers. First, do you first. Life is demanding and busy, and it's so easy to expend all our time and energy on everything and everybody else. Kids, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, bosses, work, colleagues, parents and relatives, your faith community, friends, hobbies, sports. Being a goddess means stepping back and asking, what do I want? What do you want? Not what should you want? What should you do? No, what do you want? You have to put yourself first. This is not selfish. It's the ultimate self-care. Being your best you can help you be the best for all the other people in your life, including your kids. Please notice how many times I'm saying you. We are so performative in this life. We are so on display. We are so conditioned to be a certain way. Nope, it's time to shut that all out and go within and ask, what do you want? Number 2, retreat into yourself. The answers to what you want and how you can get it are all within you. But the world is so noisy and our minds are so full of chatter, we have to shut out the noise and go within. So schedule some time away from people, work, devices, and all obligations to sit in stillness and silence. If you know how to meditate, do it because it will help you hear your inner guidance. That's your goddess voice. If you don't know how to meditate, I'll show you how in my goddess community. So go to my website, thegoddesspowershow.com, to the wellness page and learn about how I can teach you these things. I'm a certified meditation teacher and I do these things every day and they've healed me exponentially. So I want to help you do that. Also, my book shows you all these things as well. It guides you through everything. And I even have audio and video recordings that teach you the guided meditations and energy clearings. So it's really cool. I'm here to help you. So when you sit in stillness and silence, ask yourself, what would I and my life look like if I were living as the most empowered version of myself, waking up every day excited to work, play, and love in circumstances that make me happy? Use your wildest imagination to envision the details and feel the feelings of scenes from this best life of yours. If you can do this exercise every day, do it. Shutting out the world, going within, listening to your inner guidance, your goddess voice will provide the clarity that you need to create your best life. Real quick, I manifested this trip to the Bahamas for a whole week of bliss on the beach by sitting on my patio back home in Michigan and laying in the sun and imagining that I was hearing the waves crash on the sand, feeling the hot sun on my skin, smelling the salty sea breeze, feeling the breeze in my hair. And I felt it like it was real. I used my imagination. I had no tickets, no plans. And I also changed my screensaver on my phone, and I didn't even try. My phone just made me change it. And I just selected the tropical beach picture. And so there was that. Within a matter of weeks, if that, I got an invitation by one of my dearest friends who's from here to come for the week. I bought a ticket, I booked my room, and I am here. Manifesting with this goddess power is magical. So I want you to learn how to do it. So, number 3 way to live your goddess life this summer is to journal. I journal every day, morning, noon, night. I've been journaling since I was little, and it's my personal therapist and a happy place. So when you journal, you purge, you heal, you brainstorm, you manifest. Journaling is one of the most powerful tools you can use to transform into the woman you really want to be. First, it helps you identify, purge, and heal any emotions, traumas, and habits that are holding you back. It's not easy. Many times we're stuck in the wrong places, jobs, mindsets, relationships due to self-sabotaging behaviors. For me, it was an eating disorder that plunged me into an emotional and physical abyss of mood swings, sugar addiction, depression, even suicidal ideation. But journaling saved me. In fact, when I was on the Oprah Winfrey Show to celebrate my 100-pound weight loss after pregnancy, they showed me on the show journaling in the Harpo Studios in Chicago as a way to avoid emotional eating. So it really, really works because I'm on autopilot in my super healthy eating style now. It's like a non-negotiable that I eat super healthy and I follow certain rules. And I've, again, never felt better. And all my numbers at my checkup, blood sugar, blood pressure, all that stuff, perfect. You can journal in a notebook, a pretty journal. There's so many now. An app on your phone, on your tablet, or on your computer. You can also do a voice journal if you don't want to write by speaking into the audio app on your phone. Put the date, time, and location of where you're writing so you have a record. Then describe how you're feeling and what's on your mind. Good, bad, in between, whatever. After that, describe how you want to think, feel, behave, live, and love. Then meditate to ask yourself what you need to do to become her. You can also ask Spirit, God, the universe, and any other name that aligns with your beliefs to provide guidance on what you need to do. When you meditate with me, I guide you and you can get this amazing communication with the divine, the universe, God, angels, ancestors, you name whatever works for you. And this guidance is your truth. It speaks through your goddess voice, your voice within, but you have to be quiet and you have to believe and you have to listen within, and you will hear guidance or see images or mini film strips of instructions or visions of the future, you living your best life. So write in your journal. The messages you receive may sound fantastical and unbelievable. So when you're in meditation. So writing them will help you record every detail and action step that you're told by your goddess voice or by the divine, so you can read them later. Really important to leave that meditative state and start writing immediately, because you're also going to do what's called intuitive writing or automatic writing. And that's when spirit is pouring through you with this guidance, and you just write it, even if it doesn't make sense. It might make sense when you look at it. So I journal daily, and so should you. Morning, noon, night, happy, sad, especially before bed, just to reflect and stay in touch with your feelings. All right, how to be a goddess, number 4. Envision and feel in a spirit of gratitude. Let me just tell you, when I walked on the beach here the other day when we arrived, I burst into tears. It was gratitude. It was just pure joy. And I love the ocean so much, and it's so beautiful. And I've been literally on the verge of tears of gratitude this whole trip. And at home, I am in that same thing. I wake up. Thank you, God, for a good night's sleep. Thank you, God, for an awesome day ahead. Thank you, God, that all is well. Thank you, God, that I'm healthy. Thank you, God, that I can put my feet on the floor and walk. The most smallest things that we take for granted, when you give thanks for that, it expands exponentially all the goodness in your life. Not to mention, it keeps you in a high vibe energy that enables you to connect to your goddess power more strongly and continuously. So envision and feel in a spirit of gratitude. Write about what you want as if it's already done and give thanks for that. So, for example, I wrote, "Thank you, God, for the amazing vacation in the Bahamas." Again, I had no plane ticket or travel plans, but I really wanted to go. So I wrote this as the first physical manifestation into reality by taking my dream from my mind onto the screen of the computer and onto the pages of my handwritten journal. At the same time, I also flexed my visualization muscles when lying again on the lounge chair on my patio, imagining that I'm on the white sand beach, staring out at the turquoise Caribbean Sea, hearing the waves crash and smelling the salty air. So that's my vibe. That's my happy place, my bliss place. And what did I do yesterday? I was out there from 12:30 to 6 p.m. on the beach. I wore zillions of layers of sunscreen and I was happy as a clam, tossing around in the waves. Oh my gosh, that is my happy place. And my brain was like blank. It was just peace, peace. So I want you to feel that way, but it starts in your imagination on your mental film strip movie screen. Envision that. Okay. So once these visions became so real, I started exploring travel options, fully believing that I would soon be living this vision in 3D reality during my amazing trip to the Bahamas, which manifests when my friend said, "I'm going. Do you want to come?" Yes, I'm here. Not to mention, we joined a gym nearby that's phenomenal, and the workouts here have been crazy good. I'll post some videos of that. So anyway, use your visualization powers to feel like you're already there. And then pretty soon you'll literally be stepping into that reality. And you can do that for anything. If you want to lose weight, that's what I did to lose 100 pounds. I envisioned myself fit, thin. I had just had a giant baby. I had gained 70 pounds and I journaled about what I wanted to look like. I promised myself I would go buy some leather pants as my treat. And I did. After a year, I had lost all the weight. And I walked into the store and bought 2 pairs of leather pants, black and purple. So visualization really, really, really works for whatever goal you have. I also write books. So one powerful technique I use is envisioning the book in my hand finished while I'm writing. Or walking into the bookstore and seeing my book on the shelf or on the front table saying new releases. And that actually happened for me. I walked into Borders books that used to exist or Barnes and Noble, and it was on the front new releases table, all 3 of my first novels. So this really, really works. Visualize. Number 5 way to be a goddess this summer. Don't listen to naysayers. Your dreams and who you really want to be are yours. Not everyone will get it or endorse your vision. So don't tell them. Just keep doing you and the work required to bring your dreams to life. For example, if you work in an office cubicle, but dream of being a full-time content creator with large followings, brand deals, and sponsorships while traveling the world to do what you love, quietly research what that requires and take action each day to make it real. Don't tell people who don't understand. Show them. If you want to write a book, but people around you are drinking haterade or jealous frenemies question you like, who do you think you are writing a book? Just write in secrecy and invite them to your book launch party or tell them to tune in and watch the media interviews as you talk about your new book. Cheer for yourself and believe you can do it, regardless of what people around you are saying. They may mean well, trying to protect you by confining you to a comfort zone, but that's actually a trap where you're not free to fly as the goddess that you are. So just a word about frenemies and folks who drink haterade. They might be in your midst. They might be a family member. They might be friends. They might be colleagues. So just be very careful about who you share your information with, because once you start to ascend on your goddess mission of doing you first, people are going to fall off. They can't go with you. They're like those things that fall off the rocket ship when it takes off. It like helps it propel up, because turning your pain into power is a massive part of goddess power. And there's church bells ringing in the distance as an emphasis for that. I don't know if you can hear them, but just be really guarded with your information, because people will try to discourage you. Oh, you don't have time or resources for blah, blah, blah. I'm here to tell you, you can make anything happen, even when it seems impossible. I've seen medical miracles in my family. I've seen miracles happen with me financially. I've seen miracles, magic miracles happen when you get into this goddess energy.
The Goddess Power Show with Elizabeth Ann Atkins is sponsored by Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, celebrating and showcasing diverse writers with memoirs, business books, novels, erotic fiction, and monthly writing contests, whose winners get published in international anthologies. Read all about it, along with best-selling books, short stories, and the blog at twosisterswriting.com. You can even apply to publish your book on the Two Sisters Writing and Publishing global platform. Writing is power. Activate it with the power of your pen. Thank you, sponsors, for supporting the Goddess Power Show with Elizabeth Ann Atkins.
Number 6 tip to be a goddess is to be patient and be gentle with yourself. My goddess mission came to me 24 years ago, and I've been diligently working to heal and release negative thinking and self-sabotaging behaviors that were holding me back. The issues I was dealing with didn't happen overnight, and they didn't resolve that quickly either. It took a lot of journaling, prayer, meditation, work, trial and error, failure, and aggressive belief in myself and my dreams to persevere and finally step through the goddess gateway into the Elizabeth and the life that I absolutely love. So be patient and gentle with yourself. By gentle, I mean forgiving yourself for anything you've done in the past that has held you back. You can just say, I forgive myself, while you're thinking of that thing that makes you feel guilt, regret, anger, or angst. And you can journal about everything you need to forgive yourself for. I do that a lot. In fact, when I was writing my memoir, it's called God's Answer is No, KNOW, Lessons from a Spiritual Life. There's actually a website called godsanswerisno.com where you can read more about it. In my memoir, where I talk about my spiritual awakening, my struggles with race and identity as a mixed race woman, and how I'm super empowered in my racial consciousness and identity now, my body image, my battles with food and fat, and other things that I felt I was failing at, and also the wonderful blessings in my life. When I was writing that book, I looked back at my journals from college, and I was so devastated to see how much time and energy I had put into my eating disorder, my binge eating, bulimia, purging, excessive exercise, mood swings. Oh my gosh, it was awful. But I wrote about it. Like, it was my main thought, my obsession. And I've released that, thank goodness. But my point to you is that journaling helped me release it. But when I wrote my memoir and reflected back on that, forgiveness came into the picture when I said, I will not carry this into the rest of my life. And it was the act of forgiving myself for all those things. I spent a whole afternoon writing in my journal, I forgive myself for, I forgive myself for. And I wrote anything that came to mind for hours. And I literally purged it to the point that I felt this spaciousness within myself. It was such a trip. It was like I was almost lightheaded because I had released all this garbage that I was carrying around like luggage or boxes. I felt like I was in a bright room with the sunshine pouring in and all the stuff had been removed. And now I was free to fill this beautiful room with happy things and experiences. And my imagination just took off, my creativity, my genius zone. So forgive yourself. If you feel like you married the wrong person, or you took the wrong job, or you moved to the wrong city, or you put on weight or you can't stop smoking, whatever it is, forgive yourself and just keep trying, but use all the techniques that I share that enable you to change from within to release that self-sabotaging thinking and behavior. It really, really, really works. Okay. So you need to release that baggage, and forgiveness is the magical tool. And forgiveness is about you. It's not about the other person. So they don't even matter. If you read my book, God's Answer is No, I talk about how I forgave my ex-husband, and now we have the most harmonious, wonderful friendship and co-parenting experience because we had a really terrible divorce, and I forgave him. And he almost died. And I stood by his bed in the ICU and I said, I forgive you, because I needed to be there to help him so my son would have a dad. And miraculously, after a coma for 11 days, he woke up on Good Friday and had to learn how to walk again and all this stuff. I was by his side, and now it's a miracle. A miracle. And it started with forgiveness, because if I hadn't forgiven him, I wouldn't have been able to advocate for his medical care and be there through a lot of stuff to help him heal and recover. So anyway, it really, really, I don't feel any angst about it now. I just feel peace, and that's amazing. So if you want to get into your goddess genius zone and live your best life this summer as a goddess, you need to clear the mental clutter so your ideas will flow freely, your energy will surge, and you'll feel super excited about everything you do. Believe me, I've done this, and I'm loving life, from the simplest things to the most grandiose ones. Okay, number 7 tip to be a goddess this summer: make pleasure and play a top priority. Do you feel like you're on punishment? Like your days are full of drudgery? Well, it's time to have more fun. Of course, you have to handle your responsibilities, but take time every day to do things you love, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time. So I used to feel like I was on punishment. I would be at my desk days, weeks, editing manuscripts for my publishing company. No play, no fun, deadline pressure, stressed out. And I literally felt like I was on punishment. And I'm like, what is going on here? I don't feel that way anymore. I have zero apologies for the time I take for me. My self-care on a daily basis is a non-negotiable. I have fun, I have pleasure, and I love even the simplest things. So here's really important point. Self-pleasure is a priority. It's a very powerful component of self-care. Besides feeling amazing, self-pleasure releases a flood of chemicals in our bodies that boost our mood, make our skin glow, strengthen our immunity, increase our confidence, and help you sleep better, among many other things. Please go to my YouTube channel or all the podcasting platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio to listen to my interview with innovator Laura DiCarlo. She talks about the importance of pleasure, whether solo or with a partner or partners. And it's really, really powerful interview. I'm so proud of it. And she has a way of expressing it in a way that will convince you, if you don't already, make self-pleasure a top priority. Pleasure can also take the form of other things like snuggling in a soft blanket, focusing on the fabric against your skin and the warm feelings, preparing and savoring every bite of your favorite foods, feeling the sunshine on your skin, soaking in a hot aromatic bath, or doing whatever you personally enjoy. At the same time, allow your inner glow to come out to play. For me, on a daily basis, I play with my colorful crystals on my desk while I run my publishing company, Two Sisters Writing and Publishing. I love to look at my colorful crystals that are blue, green, pink, purple, yellow, and they make me happy. I also do yoga in the sunshine. I splash in the ocean, giggling like a child. I ride a bike and feel 10 years old again. I walk in the woods, marveling at butterflies and birds, and I laugh a lot. So do all these things that help you have fun every day and help you love your life. If you feel embarrassed to do these kind of things around other people, just do it by yourself. Who cares? Again, it's all about you and what you want and what makes you feel happy. So, number 8 tip is do something every day that makes you feel like a badass. Only you know what this is. And here's the catch. You have to do it for yourself. Girls and women, as I've said, are raised to be performative. We're told to smile, sit a certain way, dress a certain way, behave a certain way, all in ways that force us to conform to what others think are most attractive and acceptable for us, as if we're ornamental. As a result, we are so programmed by this, we automatically follow the rules. And this can sometimes make us feel like we're constantly on stage, performing at work, for our partners, for our friends, for our faith community, for society at large. Being a badass goddess means shutting out what anybody may think and doing something that makes you feel happy and powerful. If you do this exercise to impress someone else, it's not the goddess way. Your daily badass action needs to be something that's not a photo op or video to show off on social media. It doesn't seek the male gaze or anyone else's approval. It's all about you. So here are some of my daily badass moments that I do as examples for you. Writing in my genius zone with so much focus and fiery creativity that it feels like an out-of-body experience where I'm channeling ideas faster than I can type. Another badass moment is going to the gym alone and having a monster workout where I push myself through the pain of extra squats or kickbacks. It's not about who may be witnessing me doing what I'm doing. It's about me knowing that I'm doing something that empowers me, makes me feel and look my best, and that's enough. So, what can you do every day that makes you feel like a badass? All right, here's number 9 tip to be a goddess. Escape from manland. Manland is one of my favorite places in the universe. It's where I get lost in the intoxicating romance, adventure, and pleasure of men. Manland can apply to people of all gender and sexual orientation, so just make a term that works for you. Call it womanland or loverland or whatever resonates with your identity and sexual orientation. So, manland, my sister made up that term. She's like, Biss, you're lost in manland. I don't want to be lost in manland. It's not good for me personally or for my profession. So, manland is the place where the pursuit of love, romance, and pleasure is so exciting and thrilling that it distracts you from yourself and your life and derails your dreams. Of course, if you already have your best partner and you're able to have a relationship and or date or have a marriage in a way that feels centered for you, so you're focused on yourself and your priorities and your best possible future, awesome. Unfortunately, that's not the case for too many of us. I've been lost in manland too many times. Stay tuned for my blog post and show about how to escape from manland and find your true path into your greatest destiny. So, real quick, how do you escape from manland? You have to know that you're lost first. This means that you are totally consumed by the romantic prospect and or relationship. This can mean being obsessed with dating apps and going out to bars, clubs, and events on a constant quest to either find your new person or to catch a high on the latest crush. It's the best feeling. It's so exciting. It's literally intoxicating. But looking for love is great. The problem is when our minds and hearts and energy and time get sucked into and totally consumed by the pursuit and enjoyment of romance and love. It means being distracted from work, which can lead to financial ruin. It can mean not getting enough sleep, blowing off tasks and chores, blocking out friends and family, drinking or smoking too much, spending too much money on clothes and going out, leaving no time for yourself or your side hustle that could become your dream career, and whatever else happens when you step into manland. Another thing, unfortunately, that can happen when you go into manland is you can get on the roller coasters there. Manland has a lot of roller coasters. That means loving the highs of attention and new people, but hating the plunge into anxiety and disappointment when your emotions are tied to these people's fickle behavior. So, let me just share with you what that looks like. You are really into somebody, you're waiting by the phone for them to call or text or invite you out or say they're coming over or invite you over, and you're just waiting. They may or may not call. And so while you're waiting, you're in this hopeful anticipation. And then if they call, you're elated, like so excited. Oh my gosh, they're coming over. We're going out. I'm gonna get dressed. I'm going to their place. Excited, right? So you're on the high of the roller coaster. But if they don't call, or if you do go on that high, the next day, radio silence, no text, no call, but you're sitting there in anticipation, like, hey, babe, I had a great time last night. So fun to see you. I really care about you, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. And so you're waiting in that anticipation. It's just like this plunge down the roller coaster, right? Or worse, you're sitting there waiting for the call or text to come in, and nothing happens. And you just plunge into anxiety. Where are they? Have they forget about me? Are they with somebody else? It's awful, awful, awful. So when you escape from manland, you put mental barriers up and you center yourself and shut out the noise and like block out that anxiety and that up and down, and you stay centered. So your joy isn't about whether they call, whether they text, whether you see them. You're happy already by yourself. That's how I feel right now. I'm not on the roller coaster anymore, whether I meet a new person or whatever. I stopped. It was so taxing, and it derails your dreams. So how can you escape from manland? Identify whether you're sacrificing your time, energy, emotions, wellness, and dreams by allowing your romantic prospects or partners to consume your mind, time, and resources. You also have to understand your attachment style. Do you have an anxious attachment style, which is rooted in insecurity and a twisted tolerance for allowing someone to put you on their maddening roller coaster that soars into the highest heights of fun and pleasure, then plunges you into anxiety and anger? I was there, hated it. It made me have headaches, stomach aches. I felt dizzy. It was awful. I will never go back there, ever, because I'm doing this work and I'm teaching you the tools to find yourself and your power and be immune to this bullshit. Are you using manland as an escape to not face yourself and your reality? I confess. What would happen if you spent the rest of your life in this cycle, which includes the joy of new love, as well as the depression and turmoil of breakups, and never break free to discover who you are, what you really want, and how you can achieve your greatest dreams? For me, answering all of the above helped me escape from manland. I have a powerful life mission to help other women activate your goddess power through my multimedia platform and courses. And so I'm super focused and peaceful, and it's amazing. Nothing can stop that. I am unstoppable. So when the right person comes along, the person who will help me elevate even higher, that will be amazing. But for now, I am my mission. I am solo, flying solo, happy as I can be. And I want to help you find your greatest power by focusing your time and energy on yourself and your dreams. So, number 10 tip to be a goddess: get therapy. I can't say this enough. Therapy will make magic happen in your life. So please find the greatest therapy through word of mouth referrals or online reviews, whatever's the best way. Maybe your primary care physician can recommend somebody. Don't stay with anybody that you don't totally trust or vibe with. Because when you find a great therapist, you need to be prepared to share the issues that are most troubling for you. And those can be intimate, they can be traumatic, they can be things you never shared with another human being. So when you embark on a quest to figure yourself out and earn your PHME, you need to be with somebody that you trust. They will help you become an expert on yourself and what's been holding you back. I think everybody should get therapy. If you're worried about the cost, think about it as an investment in yourself. It can help you identify, release, and heal the negative energy, trauma, and pains within you that could someday manifest as physical illness. So consider therapy as part of your commitment to mental and physical wellness for the long term. Keep your appointments and consider this a long-term experience because it takes time to delve into your story and allow your therapist to connect the dots in ways that may surprise and empower you. Therapy works, and it's the greatest gift you can give to yourself. So, these 10 actions can help you be the goddess that you're born to be now, this summer, starting right now. Yes, it takes work. No, it's not easy, but the rewards are immeasurable. Okay? Thrilling, life-changing, and I'm here in the Bahamas telling you from this beautiful place of beach bliss that you can do it, goddess, because you have the power.
So, is the Goddess Power Show with Elizabeth Ann Atkins inspiring you to live bigger, better, and bolder and manifest your heart's desires? Then please subscribe, rate, review, and share the podcast to help more women experience these life-shifting ideas. You can also watch the Goddess Power Show with Elizabeth Ann Atkins on YouTube. You'll find the link at thegoddesspowershow.com. While you're on the website, read the blog and see how Elizabeth's retreats can help you activate your female superpowers and make magic happen in your life. Enjoy novels and don't miss her latest book, The Bis Tribe. Activating Your Goddess Power by Elizabeth Ann Atkins. Find it all at thegoddesspowershow.com. To rock your realm from a throne of power, wearing a crown of confidence to manifest your heart's greatest desires. Remember, goddess, you have the power.